Welcome to the flyby coverage of the 2020 Ichabod Crane Open at Sleepy Hollow State Park. We're going to start with hole A, 200 feet. Everything to the right of the road parking lot is out of bounds. Hole B is roughly 300 feet. Everything to the front side of the sidewalk is in bounds. Everything to the right side of the sidewalk is out of bounds. We're going to do a little quick flyover of the OBs as well. Pretty much you just want to make it to this island right here. Now on this hole, if you do go directly out of bounds on your drive, meaning if you land in this right patch of grass right here, where the drone's flying over, anything to the right out here, if you land out of bounds on your drive, you'll be going to a drop zone. Hole C, straightforward, 180 feet. We'll give you a little bit of a tip. Don't land in those bushes on the left or the right because it sucks to get out of them. Next hole, hole 1, there's really nothing too much to worry about. Nice little straight to hyzer for righties. Lefty turnover. Only OB is going to be on the left-hand side. If you look over there, you'll see that concrete, old parking lot looking area. That is all going to be marked out of bounds with a spray-painted line. Just remember, anything on or over any concrete's out of bounds is for a little heads up. Hole 2 is 371 feet downhill towards the water. This hole usually has a lot of wind blowing right in your face. Just a little bit of a heads up, stable up. Anything on or over that sidewalk long is out of bounds. And if you throw it to the lake, that's a really awesome, powerful shot, but you're going to be out of bounds as well. Hole 3, not really too much OB to speak of. There is the lake that runs to the right through these woods. It's really hard to get through it. It's more or less jail if you get into the woods regardless, but if you can somehow find the water to your right, you're going to be out of bounds. Hole 4, straightforward, the exact same way. Anything to the right of those trees is a lake, and you're going to be out of bounds, so just stay out of the water. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty straightforward on this hole as well. Hole 5, this one's one of the trickier holes in the course. It's kind of a poke and pray, some people would say. More or less, you just want to navigate these trees and avoid the water on your right. The right side is probably, I'd say 80 feet to the lake, so as long as you mostly stay in the center, you'll be fine. Hole 6, there's really no OB to speak of. Straightforward hole, nice and straight, 216 feet. Slight turnover for righties, or just a dead straight with a left-handed shot. Like I said, no OB to speak of on this hole. Hole 7, there is also no OB to speak of on this hole. I mean, granted, if you somehow kick one of these trees and then go 125 to 150 feet to your left, you're going to find a lake and then you'll be out of bounds. But just don't be that guy or girl. Hole 8, this is an interesting hole. It says roughly it's 296 feet dead straight the way the crow flies, but you're going to have to go up this hill, navigate around the corner to the right, and it really brings the hole, to me, it's a borderline, two-shot hole, but still considered a par 3, 296 feet, no OB. Hole 9, everyone's favorite hole at Sleepy Hollow State Park. They're going to be playing a temp basket. It's going to be down here at the bottom. You'll see in the drone footage. Hey, Larry. Down here you'll see there's a nice little basket. That's where the temp basket's going to be. Anything in the water long left or right will be considered out of bounds, so just remember that. Hole 10, the only OB to think of on this one is that beautiful lake right there in front of you. It's a nice little right hand hyzer shot, lefty forehand. There is no Mando on this hole. There used to be a Mando. That is now gone. Just be careful if you decide to try to go to the left side over those trees, and be cautious of the tee pad of hole 11. Hole 11 is a double Mando hole. You see the orange paint or orange tape line on both those two trees? You got to hit that gap. If not, you're just not going to have a good time. Kind of comes down to the same thing as, when you're French frying when you're supposed to pizza. Hole 12, pretty much straightforward, no OBs to think about. Nice little beautiful shot right here. Nicely done, Larry, by the way. Just looks really primo. 372 feet, nice and straight shot. Fastest gonna be down here tucked behind these trees. No OBs to think of unless you can somehow find the lake, which I really hope no one can. Hole 14, you're going to notice on the left-hand side of the flyover, there is that parking lot, the same parking lot that comes into play on hole 1. That is the only out of bounds on this hole. Nothing too crazy to think about on this one. Just don't go on the road and you'll be fine. Hole 14, dead straight, 252 feet. There is no OB on this hole as well. You want to just throw nice and straight. A little bit of a hyzer angle for righties, or a lefty straight with something. I don't know, whatever you left-handed people throw. No OB to think of. Hole 15, there is a little bit out of bounds once you make around this corner. On the right-hand side, there is a lake over there. It's kind of hard to see, and it's kind of hard to get a disc there. But if you do, guess what? You're out of bounds. 366 feet. Pretty much straightforward. I do recommend having a spotter on this hole. just to kind of keep a heads up because disc can get lost. Hole 16, 299 feet. This is the other famous hole at Sleepy Hollow State Park. A little bit of a poke and pray. There is a trail to your right, or a walking path that is a concrete path. If you're on or over that concrete path, you're out of bounds. It's really, really, really hard to get to, but I have seen it done. Hole 17. There is OB on the left side of these bushes and everything on the left. You'll see that road that comes into play. If you're on or over that road, you are out of bounds. I really hope that no one ends up there, but it is possible. Just so you know, you're out of bounds. Hole 18, 413 feet. This road right here plays as out of bounds. If you're on the road, you're out of bounds. If you're hanging off one side or the other, you are in bounds. Just remember that the road is out of bounds, and just don't land there and you'll be just fine.